You know, people ask me all the time, what's the secret? They want the shortcut, the hack, the formula. They want the shine without the grind, and I just shake my head. Because the truth is, the secret ain't sexy. It's not glamorous. It's not posted on Instagram. The secret is discipline. Discipline is what separates the dreamers from the doers, the talkers from the builders. The people who wake up every day with a dream on their heart but never move, from the ones who lace up, shut up, and show up, rain or shine. Let me tell you a story. I remember auditioning early in my career, broke, hungry, sweating through my shirt in a room full of actors who all looked the part. Man, they looked polished, suits crisp, teeth white, confidence like cologne in the air. And there I was, raw, unsure, scared I wasn't enough, but I had one thing they couldn't see: discipline. I had been running lines every night, reading plays when others partied, rehearsing monologues until the walls of my tiny apartment could recite them better than I could. I didn't have the swagger yet, but I had the work. See, discipline is a muscle, and the more you train it, the less your feelings matter. That alarm goes off, get up. You're tired, do it tired. You're afraid, show up afraid. That's the mindset of the unstoppable. Discipline means doing the right thing long after the mood you set it in is gone. Because let's be honest, everybody's motivated on day one. Everybody's fired up when the goal is new and shiny. But who are you when it's inconvenient? When it's boring, when nobody's clapping, that's when character gets carved. Discipline is making the call you don't want to make. It's hitting the gym when your legs are heavy and your soul is heavier. It's turning down the drink, the distraction, the easy way out. Because you made a promise to your future and you intend to keep it. You want to be great, good. But understand this talent is a gift, but discipline is a choice. And every day, you make that choice again and again. Greatness doesn't arrive like a package on your doorstep. It's earned in quiet decisions, in invisible sacrifices, in habits repeated so often, they become part of your bloodstream. And I'll tell you this, discipline will take you places motivation never could. Discipline doesn't care if you feel ready. It just shows up and gets to work. So don't chase the feeling, chase the formation. Because if you build the right habits, those habits will build your future. Discipline is not just the doorway to success, it's the lock, the key, and the hand that turns it. Every single day. Let me tell you something that doesn't get said enough. Grit alone won't carry you the whole way. You can grind, hustle, and fight every day. But if there's no why behind it, if there's no faith in front of it, you will burn out before you break through. Faith, that's the fuel. That's the thing that keeps you going when nothing around you makes sense. When the money ain't right, when the doors keep closing, when the people you thought would walk with you vanish, faith is what whispers, keep going anyway. There were nights, man, I would sit in silence, broke, confused, uncertain. I had no guarantee. I didn't know if the next audition would be it. I didn't know if I'd ever see the light at the end of the tunnel, but deep in my soul, I had this whisper that said, "You were built for more. Don't you quit on me." That whisper, that was God, that was faith. See, faith ain't passive. Faith isn't just a hope, a prayer, or a bumper sticker. It's active, it's gritty. It moves with scars on its back. It walks into battle with no armor but belief. Faith shows up when logic walks away, when people say, "Be realistic." Faith says, "Watch me." Faith is what makes you swing even when you can't see the pitch. It's what makes you get back up after the 5th rejection, the 10th failure, the 100th disappointment. Because real faith doesn't need to see the whole staircase. It just takes the next step. It trusts that the next stone will appear while you walk. You want to know why some people never become unstoppable? Because they only move when the path is clear. But the ones who become legendary, they move because they believe. You've got to believe in something higher than your hustle. Because your strength will run out. Your confidence will break. But if your fire is fueled by faith, faith in God, faith in the calling over your life, faith in the person you're becoming, then you're not just grinding, you're growing. You're not just working, you're walking in purpose. Faith turns pressure into purpose, pain into power, waiting into preparation. And listen, faith doesn't make it easy. It makes it possible. And when your knees hit the ground, not because you've fallen, but because you've surrendered, That's when real strength shows up. That's when you stop carrying the load alone. That's when heaven leans in and says, "Now you're ready." So don't just light a fire with ambition. Let faith be the match. Let it burn so deep in your bones that no failure can put it out. Because when your fire is fueled by faith, nothing can stop you, not even you. People talk a lot about legacy like it's something you leave behind, something that shows up after the credits roll, after the applause dies down, after the obituary is printed. But let me tell you the truth. Legacy isn't something you leave, it's something you build brick by brick, day by day. See, we think legacy is about big moments, winning awards, landing the deal, standing on the stage. But real legacy, it's built in the small decisions, in the unseen hours, in what you choose to do when nobody's watching, and you could easily cut corners, slip by, or stay silent. It's how you treat the person with nothing to give you. It's the words you speak when your ego could have shouted, but your integrity chose silence. It's in the way you show up for your family after a long day, tired but present. It's in the quiet choice to do the right thing, even when it costs you. Especially when it costs you, there's this false idea that greatness hits all at once, that it knocks on your door with a trumpet and a spotlight. Nah, greatness is quiet, it's patient, it's built in the dark. The gym with no one around, the office after hours, the rehearsal space where you stumble more than you shine. That's where the seeds of legacy get planted. When I was younger, I used to think the goal was to be known, to be recognized, to have your name in lights, but the older I got, the more I realized the goal is not to be known. The goal is to be remembered, and not for what you had, but for what you gave. Not for the stage you stood on, but for the lives you touched when you didn't have to. You want to become unstoppable? Start asking yourself, what will they say when I'm gone? And I'm not talking about the headlines. I'm talking about your kids, your coworkers, the neighbor you barely know. Will they say you were kind? Will they say you kept your word? Will they say you made them feel seen? Every day you're writing your story. Every moment you're laying down a line of the legacy people will remember you by. And the truth is, you don't rise to the level of your vision. You fall to the level of your habits. Your legacy is hidden in what you do consistently. It's forged in private, long before it's praised in public. You don't build legacy by accident. You build it with intention. You build it by showing up on the days you don't feel like it, giving your best when you think nobody notices, choosing love over ego, choosing character over clout. And when you stack those choices, one on top of the other, day after day, that's how the foundation gets laid. Legacy isn't written in stone. It's written in people, in the hearts you impact, in the doors you open for others, in the path you clear so the next generation can walk without stumbling. That's real power. That's how you last. So the question ain't, what will they remember about me? The question is, what am I building today? That's worth remembering. So now you've heard it. 7 habits, not theories, not hype, but choices, daily decisions that separate the ones who almost make it from the ones who become unstoppable, because in the end, it's not about being perfect. It's about being persistent. It's not about being fearless. It's about having faith that moves you through fear. It's about building something that outlives applause, outlasts the spotlight, and outshines temporary wins. Let the world chase comfort. Let the crowd chase validation, but you chase growth, you chase excellence, you chase legacy. You want to rise, then fall in love with the process. Fall in love with the sweat, the silence, the stillness. Fall in love with the early mornings no one sees, the hard choices no one praises, the quiet victories that only you and God know about. Because when you live with discipline, when you move by faith, when you build your legacy one step, one habit, one sunrise at a time, you don't just chase greatness, you become it. Now get up, lock in, show up, and don't stop, not today, not tomorrow, not ever. Because your future is waiting on the other side of consistency. Become unstoppable, steps back, silence, then thunderous applause.